Is there a universe outside of Bravo?
Did we miss the training manual to our 30s?
No. Are they for real?
Thank God for our girlfriends. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Structured Chaos with Kelly and Kyra. We hope that you had a great week and that you're ready to laugh about how none of us have it figured out.
Hello, we are back again.
Back at it.
Another week. Here we are.
Here we are.
How did your week go?
My week was really good. I was, like I talked about last week, planning a Galentine's Day event at the salon. And after Kelly and I were finished recording last week, I'm just like sitting on my couch and I was like, what if I just threw a Galentine's Day party for my friends? And so very last minute decided to throw it together. And so I was like kind of like prepping for that all week, plus the salon, plus just like regular life. But it was so fun. I had a great time. Like
Me too.
It was so much fun. And we've said it before, we'll say it again. Like, there is nothing like time with your girlfriends. Like, it is just so essential for the soul. And it doesn't matter how old we get. Like, it is just like that giddy girl fun.
There's really nothing like it. It's so fun. I had so much fun. It was so cute. I had, I'll talk about
Kelly was she was celebrating Galentine's for, I think, a 24-hour loop.
Yes. All day Saturday was just a full Galentine's, which I just love. But yeah, it was so cute. All the decor, the food, everything was great, which I knew it would be because you always go all out.
Thank you.
All your friends are so great. And I just love that, like, even though, I had met most of them before. And even though they're not like my circle of friends, it's like I feel comfortable with them and they're all fun and nice and we all like laugh and just have a good time and, played a game and it was just a great time and
it was.
I loved it.
Yay. That makes me so happy because I do always feel like I want everyone to feel welcome, and like, so, one of my other friends, she does my lashes and I was trying to get her to come. She ended up like having something to do, but she's like, I would come. And I was like, I promise you, like, my friends are fun. My friends are inviting, like, we're super, super chill. We just like know how to laugh and have a good time. And they love you. Like, we just die over you.
They're so fun. And like the game we were playing is like, we were like talking about personal stuff and like, it's not stuff you would just like talk about with anyone. I'm like, I say I'm fairly open, but like not really. Like I wouldn't be talking about some of that stuff with like just anyone.
Right.
But it's like funny and like everyone's just like joking around and like having a great time. And it was just like, it was a fun time.
So did you not want to do like a special episode where you and I just play the game and we just
be recapping everything that I was sharing?
I think that could be a fun episode. Let us know if you like that.
You know me, I'm an overthinker. So as I was driving home, I was like, I don't know if I had to say everything.
Yes, you did. It was so funny. It was great. Oh my God. It was so good.
Oh, yeah.
Kelly is just one of a kind, guys. Like,
for bad.
She walked through the door and like, we didn't even know she was coming in. Like, literally didn't even know she was coming in. We're just laughing.
And everyone said, come in.
No, but like, it wasn't as if like we were like aware you were coming like prior to. So we were laughing.
On the way. Yeah.
Right. So we were laughing when she walked in and she was like, are you guys laughing at me?
And it's not because I'm like, it's all about me. It's just,
no.
It's because I'm overthinking. I thought they were laughing because I was wearing black. And like, because they were all so cute in their Valentine's PJs. Everyone looked so cute.
You had a pink sweatshirt on.
Yes, I had a pink sweatshirt, but I was wearing black leggings. And then immediately when I walked in, I'm like, oh my God, everyone looked so cute. No, like everyone was just in red and pink. And I immediately was like, oh, I'm wearing black. One of her friends was laughing at nothing that had anything to do with me because it's not all about me. And I am 100% aware of that. And I was like, are you guys laughing at me? Sorry, I'm wearing black. And they were like, no, girl. Like, sit the fuck down and shut up.
Oh my God.
But-
so like we just had a great night and we ended up staying up until like 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Like just talking. We played this other game that was super funny. We got to play that next time. It's called Blank Slate. And you, the goal is to like all try to write the same word. And so it's like, it's super fun.
I left at like 12.
Which like, I thought we were going to like be, like closing it out, like it wasn't going to be happening for much longer. And then it was.
Nope, you got a second wind.
Yep.
Good.
Sure did. I guess we should start off because I'm so sorry. Being that we are a major sports podcast, go Eagles.
Good thing I didn't let you gaslight me into taking a bet.
Well, I was actually supposed to start the episode by saying, I'll let you know my coffee order tomorrow.
No, because you tried and tried.
Roll the tapes. Roll the tapes.
I did not take the bet. Roll the motherfucking tapes. I said no. I'm not taking the bet. Get the control room, Andy. Roll the tapes. I said I'm not taking the bet because I don't want the Chiefs to win. I said I think they're going to win, but I'm not taking the bet. And I said, you said, oh, well, I was trying to do a bet. And I said, I don't want to because I don't want to go with the Chiefs. I don't want them to win. So I'm not doing the bet. Roll the motherfucking tapes. And Kyra also edits this podcast, so she has heard the recording more than I have.
Turns out, am the control room.
Turns out she is going to go back and manipulate the tape, but she can't because it's already posted. I didn't take the bet. I can't be manipulated. I would rather lose and not go get a free coffee than have to vote.
You actually did lose and not get a free coffee.
I know. Then have to go
out
for the Chiefs.
Well, I don't, you're the one who made the bet.
The gaslighting. Wait, I have one more thing to say about Galentine's Day. About your Galentine's Day. And I have a text. Kyra invited me to Galentine's Day. And like she said, it was a last minute thing. I already had a Galentine's Day that I was going to that day, which I will get into in a moment when it's my turn.
I forgot. Yeah.
I had asked her previously to get me something that I was going to pay for, that I am going to pay for still, but I need her to retrieve it for me. It's a hair product. She's a hairstylist, and I just need her to get it for me. And so to try to entice me, not that I needed enticing, but I said, I don't know if I'm going to make it to your Galentine's because I have this other thing, but I'll try to come. She goes, okay, well, I'm going to get you this hair product. I'm going to buy it for you so that you'll come. And I said, well, you don't need to buy it for me. It's not about that. And she goes, I know. And then I made a joke because we had just joked on the friendship episode about buying friendship. I said, stop trying to buy my friendship. And she goes, am I desperate? I don't care. I'm going to buy it for you because I want you to come. I don't have the product. I went to Galentine's, had a great time. Hee hee ha ha. I will pay for the product. I just want the product.
I'm not like holding it hostage. I forgot. Like I forgot. Like it's not like I'm like.
You always tell me you'll remember. If I tell you one time, you'll remember. So I don't
have the product.
I don't like to remind you. I remembered while I was at your house. I didn't want to remind you.
You could remind me of that.
No, because I didn't want to make you feel bad if you forgot. I didn't want to be like, did you get it? And then you felt bad. And so I didn't want to say it.
Well, that's
because you had my card out in plain sight.
That I grabbed out of my car.
So I didn't want to say, oh, well, what about my hair product? And then you feel bad. I'm not in the business of making people feel bad, except right now I'm in the business of making you feel bad.
Well, turns out I don't feel bad. Joke's on you.
I feel bad because my hair is going to fall out of my head.
I was going to say, maybe I just Want to see what you'd look like with shorter hair? I don't know.
Mm.
She'll have it by next week, everyone. So
No, I'll be bald by next week. So
well, I didn't say you wouldn't be bald. I just said you'd have the product by next week. So it'll last even longer. You're welcome. And that's on a finance podcast, saving money.
Right. Well, I want high body count hair by next week. So is it going to give me that?
Hopefully.
It better. Anyways.
I think the real thing that we need to talk about is the price of cable.
Yes. That's why I haven't had it for 10 years.
Yeah. You know, people have been saying it for a very long time. I obviously know that there are streaming services. But this is again, of no fault but my own. So I'm just like a creature of habit, and I like organization. And like, once I like understand something, then like that's what I'm sticking with. So, I mean, I say that to say it's so fucking expensive. And my bill just like keeps going up, keeps going up, keeps going up. I've been a Cox customer for, I don't even know how many years, like too many for my bill to keep going up. So I was paying $360 a month on top of, I have all other streaming services as well.
Right. But you mentioned this on the podcast before about
and I got it lowered.
It getting lowered. So then did it go up again?
Went up again because it used to be at $340 and now it's at $360. Okay?
Within the past 3 months.
Yes. So then I call and I'm just like, I'm going to get rid of this. I don't understand why it keeps going up. I just got it down. Like, how are we here?
Right. Like, I'm one person who shares my login with the community, but like, I'm one person.
Exactly. I am one person.
I serve the community.
Do we look like, does it seem like I have a village? Possibly. But do I live in the villages? Also possibly.
Am I a villager? I don't know. And you don't either.
Then no one does.
Who's to say?
Not I.
I am one for the community. I am the village leader.
And so I'm like, what the fuck, you know? So she's like, oh, your equipment is outdated. I could do this, this, and this, and we'll bring it down to 308. And I was like,
until next week.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to cancel it. I was like, not right now, because I don't know exactly which one I'm going to like confirm that I'm going to, but like, this is still not a good deal. And so, she was like, you're just gonna have to bring like your old equipment in. And I was like, no. She's like, you got like your modem in your box. I was like, I don't know what those are. Yes, I do, but not on the phone. I don't. And so I was like, I was like, I'm going to cancel. Like, do I even need to get the new equipment? She's like, in order to receive the discount, you do need the new equipment. And I'm just like, that sounds like a poor business plan on your guys' part, but whatever. And so she was like, I could send a technician to the house though. And I was like, perfect, great. Come first thing Thursday morning. He gets there and he's so sweet. And so I was like, how long are you going to be here for? You know, because I was like trying to like plan out my day. And so he tells me, and I was like, okay. I was like, I'm gonna work out then. He's like, yeah, I'll get the internet up and going quick. I'll get it going quick. And then he was like asking like what I use my internet for, you know, and everything. And he was saying, he was asking about our podcast because I was like, oh, I just, you know, I watch TV and then I record a podcast. Oh, what's your podcast about? Telling him. Oh, and the guy on the phone, the customer service guy on the phone too, was asking me about it. And he was like, I'm going to follow you guys. I will say, hands down, Kelly and I have encountered very kind Cox Cable technicians. And
it was Spectrum.
Oh, Spectrum. Okay.
Yeah, when I switched, they were, wait, do I have Spectrum or Cox? No, I have Spectrum.
Oh, yeah, because remember it said that you could get Cox, but then it was like, no, you can't. Yeah.
Because I got Spectrum and they were like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna listen to your podcast.
Yeah. So shout out to the cable internet people. So yeah, he was like so sweet. And I was like, I smoke typically like before I work out. And I was like, is that like okay with you? He goes, yeah. And he was like,
I joined.
Literally. And then he was like, God, I wish I could start all of my days like this. And he was like, just so kind. I was like, my headphones are going to be on when I work out. Like, I'm not going to be able to hear you, but like, it's okay. Like you could like open the door and like, if you need to tell me anything like that, you know? And so he's like, hey, do you need anything else? He's like, I'm finished here. He's like, looks like you're working hard.
You're like, actually, yes.
I'm like, yeah,
I
did you
need a handyman
take my
around
take
here.
take my spot on this workout first, and then I do need a couple things, but he wasn't giving the height we needed him to give,
Right. Yeah.
so I didn't want to put him in that situation, setting
Yeah.
him up for failure. So
Mhm.
yeah, I say all that to say I am going to get rid of my cable. I am going to get YouTube TV. I'm going to be saving like $160 a month. Like that's just
Mhm.
wild to me.
Yeah,
Just
that is
wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad that you're gonna
Yeah.
save. So when does that start?
I'm gonna.
As
I
one
think
of the villagers.
yeah. Oh, so yeah. So then I asked Kelly. I was like, I just want to let you know I'm thinking of like switching. So like, I just want to make sure it's like not going to affect you.
Which
You know,
was so
before
nice.
because like I don't want to like put us out of a job.
Right. I was like, it's not going to affect any of the shows I watch for the podcast. I do use Kyra's cable, but not for any of the shows for the podcast. But I was like, that's so nice to like save your money, girl. That's so expensive.
And I'll still have everything. You can DVR on YouTube TV and like everything, and like you can get local stations because I was like, I want to make sure I get the Padres games, and I want to like obviously I watch sports, like so I want like all the Lakers games.
Yeah.
But you can get local stations with
Yeah, my parents have YouTube TV and like my uncle has that now. Like everyone switched to YouTube TV. But I think cuz you were saying you can like add people, I think they must have whatever the cheaper one is cuz they don't add or maybe they don't know they can.
maybe because it said you could have 6 people.
Oh.
Yeah.
They didn't add me.
Watch, they all have the same account.
No, they definitely don't. But is there a cheaper option where you can't add people?
I didn't see it. Just said like for the first year, I think it's like $70 a month, and then after that it goes to 83.
Oh, but with the 70 you can add?
Mm-hmm.
And but I think you have to live in the same house. I looked it up. You have to live in the same house.
Oh,
That's the thing. So you can have like different accounts, but you have to
Got
live
it.
in the same house.
Mm.
So that's why, because I don't even live in the same state as them. So you won't be able to add your friends.
Oh, well, we'll just try.
Yeah, I've tried. It doesn't work.
No. Also, last week Kelly showed me her nails, but I hadn't gotten my Valentine's Day nails yet. So I feel like we should just show everyone and like, this is how different we are.
Oh yeah, I don't even think I saw you. Oh, I did see yours the other night.
Yep. Same, but different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There we are. And that's what makes us us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then we finally got a little rain this week, which was nice.
Yeah.
We really need that still in Southern California. But with the rain comes people not knowing how to drive. So
Oh my god, I know. It's pathetic.
and when I say rain,
I mean it was drizzling.
like there was a little bit of a small medium downfall at some point. But yeah, so that's why it's annoying when people can't drive. Because like obviously if it's like raining hard, I understand why people are cautious.
Right, but be cautious, but don't be so cautious that you're then causing an accident.
Yeah.
Or don't go out if you don't know how to drive. It's like it's very annoying. As someone who like learned how to drive
In weather,
it's annoying because
Yeah.
you're being so cautious that now you're causing an accident because you're going 2 miles an hour on the freeway. It's like, hello, get windshield wipers. So for my week, I was working at an event for 3 nights this past week, and so I had a couple of long days. Like I, worked my regular job, and then I worked at this event, and so that was I wouldn't say like fun. It was work, but it was easy, and I was
beautiful location.
Yes, and I'm working another one this week at another
Nice
good
place.
location that I will tell you off air. Because it's a similar venue, but like different.
Good.
Same, but different.
Will this one have bratwurst or
Time will tell. So it's a similar type place, but near where you work. So if you can guess what.
Yes, I know exactly where you're going to be. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm going there this week. So that'll be fun. That's just one night. And then also this week I took Scouty to the vet. So we tried out a new vet because I wanted to get a second opinion, and I've always taken her to the same vet, but and they were so nice, but they're a little bit far away, and they just were not really helping me get to the bottom of this issue that she was having, which is over-grooming. She's a little bit OCD, which is in line with me, her mother.
So did they ask about her living environment?
Well, they did, because they think it's caused by anxiety. That's one of the reasons. And I'm like, runs in
I
the
wonder
family.
where she would get that from.
That's so weird. What is anxiety?
She lives in like a very calm environment, so that's
no
weird.
Anxiety. There's no history of that. Yeah. So she just over-grooms, and I mean, she doesn't seem to be like in pain or anything, but I just, obviously want to make sure she's okay. And so I took her in, and then of course, like they need to run all these tests, and $600 later. So that calls the next day, and he's like, all good news, she's fine. And I'm like, I'm sick, which I mean, obviously is great. But now, so the next step of the thing is like,
wait, I have a question. Because didn't you say you have pet insurance?
I do, yes. So I will, but okay. So her pet insurance just renewed. Like the new year for it just started in November. And so I have a deductible. Right. So I don't start, it doesn't kick in until, so I will get reimbursed for some of that. Okay. But because I have like a $250 deductible. So.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah. And then after that, I'll get reimbursed.
So it's $250 for the year?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But also, okay, so I pay $60 a month for it. Well, I used to pay $60.
Okay, that's not $250 a year.
No, the deductible is $250 a year. So.
Oh, and then you pay for the service. Got it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, but okay, and my dad actually helped me do all the math for this to make sure that it makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
And actually, I did a video with Mission Fed last year, and me and my dad were doing a video, and I was like, okay, we have to actually be talking about something. And he helped me do the math for like while we were recording our part, because I was like, we need to actually be interacting. And I was like, and I also need to do this math. Yeah. And so he was like helping me do the math for it. So, because I guess the premium, I think, is like what you pay monthly, that doubled this year. Oh. So now it's $120. But she's on prescription food. So I pay for her. I get reimbursed for her food every month. So it actually does
work even out.
Make sense. Yeah. Yep. Especially if something were to happen, like because it pays for like wellness. Whereas like a lot of insurance will only pay like if she were to get like sick or like actually have an emergency. But this pays for just like if I were to just take her to the vet or just, whatever. If she wasn't on prescription food, it wouldn't be worth it. But I mean, it might be if she had an emergency, but it would be costly just to keep it up. But anyways, so she now just this morning started an anxiety medication. She's going to be on for 2 weeks, and she needs to wear a cone to basically the hope is that we will break her of the habit, because we're thinking it's just a behavioral
like a nervous tick, like essentially not, but like, yeah.
Yes, that she's just like licking out of like boredom or, whatever.
That's why I be scrolling. Boredom.
Yeah. And she can't scroll.
So she scratches.
Yeah. And so I put the cone on her last night as a little test. She wasn't loving it. And I got her this cute little lemon. It's soft so she can like chill. Wasn't loving it. So then I'm like, okay, well, we don't have to have it on tonight. We're going to start in the morning. So I give her the med this morning, put the cone on right before I come on here. She immediately wiggles out of it. And I didn't have time to put it back on before we started recording. So I was like, she's probably licking away.
But maybe at a less quick rate, at a pace.
Well, the medication is supposed to make her sleepy. So hopefully she's sleeping.
Maybe she's like mid-lick and then just...
She's like... So, I mean, hopefully she's okay.
I just like gave my cat some new medicine and locked the door. So hopefully she's good.
I usually do close the door. I have it open this time. But she's she's chilling. She's sleepy. But he was like, it's okay. Like, she's not going to like the cone, but the medicine is going to make her anxiety about the cone go like less. And I was like, love that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now, well, if it doesn't work, will you have to then switch to a hard cone?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. That's what he said, but I was like, I don't think I could do it. Like, if I can't even do the soft cone, like, I can barely look at her in the soft cone for 2 seconds with her, like, struggling.
Okay, but I'm just going to put this out there. This person who went to school for this and learned and based it off of, like, life experiences gave you this direction and suggestion.
Well, I know, but
So,
I'm gonna ask
she will be
him-
okay.
I'm going to ask him, like, because if she's doing this behaviorally and her, like, having this bald spot, is she suffering? Like,
So, like, if she's not suffering, you're like, fuck it. Like, she's got a bald spot. Live your life.
I'm like, I don't care. Like, everything
not-
internally is good.
Right,
like, I don't care that she has a bald spot if she's
Right.
not suffering. And her hairballs, she doesn't get sick from her hairballs. She has a hairball every now and then, but like it doesn't really affect her. Like, cats get hairballs because they like so much and it becomes hard. But she digests them well. It's a whole thing. Yeah. Some cats throw up hairballs like every day. She doesn't. So it's really not affecting her. Exactly. And so I'm like, if it's not affecting her, I'm not going to like make her do all this stuff that is affecting her.
Right.
If
that's
she's
fair.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
if it's
so
not
then,
like causing her harm and it's just like a
Yes.
thing. Yeah. Go for it, girl. Live your life. Live your best life.
Because then the third step is Prozac for life. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
No.
So, but yeah, anyways, then the last thing is Saturday I had a Galentine. So I had an all day Galentine's. My friend Alex, she does like an annual Galentine. So I did that.
It looked incredible. I love
so
that all
fun.
those women came together.
Yeah, she always has like a big thing, but this I think was her biggest. So it was 25 girls. We had brunch and then did a little like day drinking, bar hopping. And yeah, it's just so fun. She had like, little heart glasses, little headbands. It's really, really fun. And I didn't get to go last year because I went home for my mom's birthday last year. And then the year before I was doing something else, I think. So this was my first time getting to attend her Galentine's. And so I had told you, like, I've had it on my calendar, like, this day is blocked, like, cannot do anything. But then yours was at night, so it worked out. But yeah, it was really fun. And so it was a whole day celebrating being a girl, girls, no boys allowed.
No boys allowed.
You really cannot describe that feeling to a boy. Just like giggling with the girls and like just doing girl things and like dressing up girly. Like during the day it was all pinks and reds, and then at your house it was also pinks and reds, but like PJ version. And it was just, you just can't. Boys could never.
Could never. Like I said, it's just like feeling for the soul.
It's so good. And then boys just like, even if boys are together, they don't get that feeling. It's just like,
they're not like sitting around giggling, playing games.
They're not like, come over, like I'm gonna have like cute snacks.
Right.
And, like,
they're like, should we eat?
Like, wear your PJs and like let's color coordinate. Like, no. And then my friend, her son, who I adore, he made me a little Valentine and she sent it to me the other day and it was so cute. So I got my first Valentine. He made me a little picture, signed me a little card. So that was really cute as well.
Very cute.
So
I just have to ask quick, because we did talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. What did you think of the halftime show?
Oh, I liked the halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
The game was just like, it was so boring. I left before it ended. I went to my uncle's house to watch it, and I like left before it ended.
Yeah, it was not.
But I mean, I was happy.
I loved the halftime. I was very happy with the outcome. Again, only the time you're going to hear me rooting for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Very happy for them. Squan got his ring. He deserves it because the Giants fucked him over. So I feel him on that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought Kendrick's halftime performance was great.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
I thought it was incredibly symbolic.
Mm-hmm.
I loved all of the innuendos, the little subliminal messages. And it is just funny to see everyone's reaction, about it and their opinions. A lot of people didn't like it, and I'm like, it's because you didn't get it. Like that's how I feel watching, U2 and the Rolling Stones. Like I'm not saying they're not good, but like that's not my genre. Like
it's not for everyone. It's the same every single year. Some people love it, some people hate it, and that's fine.
Yep.
That's
and it's like if you understand Kendrick and you understood all the things, like you would have respected his performance more. And yeah. I gave it an 8 only because like I felt like it like just like ended. Like I literally was like, wait, did it just end? Like
yeah.
That would be my only feedback.
It seemed very long. Not in a bad way.
Right.
But it just some years like seem much shorter, or like maybe it's because some artists have a lot of guests or are like switching songs a lot faster. But I liked his. I wasn't like, oh, when is this going to be over? It just like felt really long to me for some reason. Do you have like a favorite halftime show?
I liked Rihanna. I mean, especially knowing that she was pregnant, but like favorite all-time halftime show, I'd have to go back and like look,
yeah, it's hard to remember.
Yeah.
I loved when they did like the West Coast.
I was just going to say like, I loved that. And like, obviously like Snoop and everybody being out there. Like, yes, I mean, 100%.
That was so good.
Before I
went to the Super Bowl one year, Super Bowl 50.
To promote our podcast?
Wow. Yeah, I did a live solo podcast there. At halftime. That was my favorite halftime show, was me.
That's crazy that you didn't pick me as your favorite halftime performance.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wanted to be fair. But I did it during Beyonce's performance. I was podcasting.
So people did they see her?
No.
Because they were just focused on you the whole time, right? Yeah.
That's why you didn't even know that she performed, because you didn't even remember, because I was podcasting, so.
I get it. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. But it was Beyonce and Coldplay? I don't know. We had these like colored squares that we had to hold up in the crowd. But I feel like it's weird to say this, but it's not as good when you're there.
Of course, because you don't have the angles and you don't see everything, and it's like
exactly,
and you're just dealing with like pure crowds.
Yeah, and you just really can't see everything obviously that you see on TV, and then you have to hold up this fucking thing. The thing we were holding up was for the was it Coldplay? Why am I thinking that sounds weird? No, I'm pretty sure it was Coldplay. But yeah, I mean, it was obviously a fun experience, and it was Super Bowl 50, so it was even more like an iconic.
Who did Beyonce? It does not say anything about anyone else. It just says Beyonce headlined with special guests Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams. It was critically acclaimed, became the second most watched show in Super Bowl history with 110.8 viewers.
Coldplay, Super Bowl 50.
Oh, Coldplay and Bruno Mars. But I was like, it was like...
I literally put Super Bowl 50 Beyonce, and it said halftime show Coldplay Beyonce.
Who did Beyonce perform with at the Super Time? Who did Beyonce perform with at the Super Bowl? You would have thought it would have said U2. Coldplay.
I actually wouldn't have thought it would say U2 because they weren't there.
Well, they were in spirit, okay?
Oh, my little gabapentin. Let me put a bullet. Oh, she ran away. I scared her. Come here.
You're being too nice. She's all, gotcha.
I'm alive, though.
Seems like her anxiety medicine's working.
She comes in. She's completely bald. I'm hairless. I'm like, don't worry. Mommy's going to be bald soon, too, because I didn't get the keratin.
No. Okay, so now it's a problem that you guys are going to be twinning.
Baldy's on Prozac.
So, honestly, there's only one real exciting thing this week that happened in Bravo News. And that is Miss Madison from Southern Charm is finally pregnant and expecting a baby with her husband.
Yay. So happy for her.
So
They're
happy.
so cute. Yeah, happy for her. I mean, I would beg to say, I was gonna say beg to differ, but no, I would argue to say that the other exciting thing is that Becky announced she won't be returning to RHONY. That is exciting.
I feel like I'm just like very indifferent about it. I didn't love her. I didn't hate her. I don't think that I didn't like her reactions at the reunion, because like then what she didn't say, like she was very loud in the things that she didn't say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do think that we would have seen a different version of her had she felt more comfortable in the group. So like that's the only thing. Like everything aside, I think it's really hard to be a cast member and like not be championed by anyone and like feel like you're like kind of on an island, like doing this new thing. So I do think we would have potentially seen a different side of her if she felt more comfortable and like was like given that opportunity.
We'll talk about it when we get to that. And then lastly, for news, the Craig and Paige sadly is continuing on. Craig was on Watch What Happens Live, and he kind of opened up about things that in a sad, I mean, it's just sad because it's a breakup, and it's sad because we like them both, and it is, there's no right or wrong.
Both. Like we're team both, and it like puts us in,
They're just, I don't think either of them are necessarily doing anything wrong. I think it's just
navigating a breakup.
Because it's a breakup. They're both dealing with it different ways. And it's just, I think it would be hard on either side to be going through a breakup this publicly. So, yeah. Okay. So, RHONY.
It was only a 2-part reunion. Thank God.
I'm just like, what?
It was
2 parts. When is the last time we had a 2-part reunion for Housewives? Ever?
Right. I think it's like a season 1, like a season 1 of a franchise. I know. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, Ubah and Brynn, like, flipping an emotional switch like that, it was just bizarre. Like, you went from, like the theatrics of it all was a bit too much for me. And it, like, made me care less about everything that was being said. Because they were, like... right? And that is what I said. And you're just like, what?
She's like, Ubah, like, is so, like, talking very calm. And then she's like, I saw the text you sent. And then 2 seconds later, it's feels fake.
Yes.
And then it feels like you said, like, it makes me just not care. And it feels like a toxic relationship. It's like, oh, this is weird. And it feels like they're doing it like for TV.
Exactly. 100%. Like, that's exactly how I was viewing it. I was just like, I'm so over this. Like, the way I thought I was going to feel a completely different way. And like, when Ubah was like, I will never have you in my life again. I will never talk to you again. And then you fast forward 10 minutes later and she was like, oh, and I believe you.
It's going to take me time, like, but we'll get there. And it's like, which is fine if that's how you feel. 100%. And because we see this every season on every show. They always get past stuff.
Yep.
They have to make
just
a
like,
show.
Don't speak indefinites. Right. Like, just be like, I'm not there yet. I'm not there now. I'm not going to be there ever. And then,
if you are going to speak indefinites, if that's how you are because you're emotional, I would see like on the finale episode if she would have said, "I'll never speak to you again," and then at the reunion she's like, okay, I've had time to process and I do love Brynn and I'm ready to forgive. But like you said, within 10 minutes, it's like, what the hell? It doesn't make sense. Like we were just talking about Rebecca. They don't like her. Don't like her.
They do not like her.
And to your point of like, the reason I'm happy she's not coming back is because I don't think she brings anything. It's not that I like hate her and I'm like so happy she's leaving.
Right.
But she didn't show her family.
Right.
She didn't show her work. She just like didn't bring anything in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like, okay, bye. Because she didn't feel comfortable opening up. She was too scared to show anything. She was like scared of Brynn. She would say things in her confessionals that it was like, okay, great. Yay. Like, stand up to someone or do this or
Mhm.
whatever. And then she just wouldn't.
Mhm.
And so then it's like, you're just not giving anything.
I feel that.
So I don't care.
And I was just like over the season.
Yeah. So we're happy it's over.
Bye. Things we're not happy about that are over.
Salt Lake City. We're sad it's over. But I did like, I mean, the third episode was good. It was really sweet that Andy had all of the girls say something nice about each other. I thought that was very pleasant, and they should do that on every reunion. And I thought it was so nice that Mary like wanted Andy to say nice things about her, and it was kind of like the little girl in her, like well, it was almost like a dad.
Literally,
you know how she doesn't have
like
a dad?
this is someone that
like,
I admire. I respect your opinion a lot. I'd love for you to say something nice about me.
And she was like so giddy listening.
And like I was just like really impressed with Andy too, because it wasn't like a throwaway to him. Like he really like thought about it, said it, expressed
genuine.
himself. Yeah, it was really nice.
It. And then she was like,
while Meredith
I'll
was
do yours. Yeah.
Jealous.
Yes. And even, I mean, Whitney and Lisa, they had their fighting, and then it was hard, but they were like, I love you too. And when you're a good friend, you're a good friend.
I want to say something. So this is same as New York. And this is why I just can't stand Lisa.
I know.
Crying. As soon as someone said something nice about her. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I know. Thank you. And I'm like, you were just hysterically crying. And then mean. But the moment someone's like, your ego is so big, like I can't stand
agree.
it.
But no one is as bad as Brittany. No one.
In terms of seeking attention, correct?
Yes. So, okay, she is the ultimate pick-me. And so obviously we'll get into like how she was on the actual stage. But when they were saying the nice things about each other was like after she had already done her part. And she's standing on the sidelines. She's like, why am I not out there? I want people to say nice things about me. This isn't fair.
I deserve to hear nice things.
And then even on the stage, she had, of course, there's a whole segment about her. And then there's like 1 second where they're not talking about her. She's like, what about me, guys? What about me? It's like
her trying to blame, like her trying to blame the fact that she doesn't speak, that her daughters didn't speak to her on Bronwyn, when Bronwyn didn't even know her when this was happening. Like, lady, come on. And like tripled down on it. Like everyone was like, even Andy was like, but you guys didn't know each other when you and your daughters weren't speaking. Like, how would that be Bronwyn's fault? He was like, do you really believe that it is Bronwyn's fault that you don't have a relationship with your daughters? And she was like, yeah, 100%. I think that that's what happened. And it's like, well, if that's what you think happened, that's why it's not getting fixed, because that is not real life.
And then he would like ask her a question and she would say something and they would do the exact opposite in her casting tape or whatever. Like she was like, oh, well, it's not that we didn't talk. We were just like, blah, blah, blah. And then switched to her casting tape. My daughters aren't talking to me.
And she's like, no, we just weren't talking as much.
Right. It was a little bit strange. My daughters aren't talking to me right now. Huh? And she was like laughing in her casting tape. And
weird.
It's like, no. And then the text that Jared sent Bronwyn was disgusting. So I will be putting that in the carousel this week, her reading it out, because she's like, oh, do you want me to read the text? And she's like, no, I already know. And Andy's like, I want to hear it. And Mary's like, we want to hear. Yep. Mary and Andy were like co-hosting. Mary's like, yep, me and Andy want to hear. We want to hear the whole thing. And she reads it and Brittany was like, yeah, this is like why we're not together. And then the editors put a note that's like, actually, they became Instagram official after this. And I was like,
and then they broke up.
Shade.
And then they broke up.
And they're broken up right now.
Right.
But like
all that drama and like trying to like make it so public, and you guys didn't even last a month and a half.
I know. It's
Girl, bye.
bye.
I want her to be on the show next season, but I want her to be single because I really do think that she needs to be
help.
around yeah.
She's so she's
Out
so
of touch.
lost. She's like one of those people that's like, there's a difference between people who are just like horrible, like, and malicious. She is like horrible and like it needs deep therapy. Like she just needs so much therapy. Yeah, I feel bad for her.
But we will miss our ladies until next season.
Yeah.
You gave us a fabulous season.
Such a good season. Oh, so good. So good.
What also gave us a great episode this week, which I think for the first time this season, was Beverly Hills.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on.
Kathy Hilton was Kathying this episode.
Yeah.
It was so good. From the very opening of the episode when she's on FaceTime with Boz and she goes, "Oh, what is that? Are those puka shells or pearls?" And she goes, "Oh, no, honey, these are diamonds." And she goes, "Oh."
Puka shells. Like, what? I wish they would have like shown us.
They did. The diamonds?
Did they show them close?
The diamonds?
I didn't. I feel like I didn't see them close. I need to go back and look.
Bronwyn could never.
Okay, I need to go and look because I was watching the scene and then because I saw because you were like live threading it or whatever it's called. And so I had seen that you said something about it. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm like excited to see what this is. And so then right when I saw her on FaceTime, I was like, oh, this is, it was like right away. And then I don't remember like being able to really see what the necklace looked like.
Oh, okay. I saw them. 2 of them.
Okay. I'm going to look.
1, 2. Chunky. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
But why would she be wearing puka shells?
Kathy,
that's
just
such a random thing to ask.
Yeah.
My favorite part was they were having a lengthy conversation about PK. And it wasn't at the beginning of the conversation. It was like after talking about him for a long time. She goes, "Gotta love PJ."
We couldn't all help but love PJ.
And she just says it with just being dead serious, straight face. And they're like, PK. Like, it's only 2 letters.
Oh, yes. To read, we all couldn't help but love PJ. Erica's like, PK.
You're just 1 letter off. JK. They're right next to each other. Common mistake.
And then, like, it's just so, like, she's just so funny without even trying to be funny.
Right.
And so, like, she was like, "And how old is he again?" And she was like 56. And she goes, "Honey, when I met him, I thought that. I thought he was 56 exactly." And it's like, well, he wasn't 56 when you met him.
Right. You met him probably like 10 years ago. And they're like, "Oh, not the shade."
Like, I could imagine her being like, "And when is his birthday?" I thought that was his birthday. I told someone the other day that that's his birthday.
And then she said, what did she say? She said, okay,
he is a good dad though.
And Tariq goes, "No, not really." They were talking about the Italian wine because the server came out and was like, whatever. And Kathy goes, "Oh, I found out I'm Italian." And Erica goes, "Oh, did you do 23andMe or whatever?" And she goes, "No, I just like went to someone." And
I just went to this woman who knows everything.
Yeah. And she goes, "I'm Chinese 300 BC. Okay, first of all, you were just talking about being Italian. Second of all, what does that mean? I'm
Kathy,
Chinese 300 BC or 3000, like whatever.
Kathy, like, I know you're listening to us. Sweetie, you're not Chinese. Not 300 BC, not 3000 BC, not 2025. You ain't got no Chinese in you.
Chinese.
Okay. And that's okay. And that's okay.
It's okay. We're not Chinese either.
Not that I know of. Maybe I'll see your lady. Maybe I am.
Maybe. No, actually, no, not maybe. I'm not. I'm definitely not. And if your lady tells me I am,
we know who the problem is.
Yeah. And like everyone was just like,
I was like, I will not be gaslit into thinking that.
Everyone was like, huh? Okay.
It was good. And but was not as fun was Sutton's mother.
Oh my God, poor Garcelle.
You know, poor Garcelle, but go Garcelle.
Yes.
Because if one woman is going to be the woman for the job, it is Garcelle because she is not backing down. She sees what it is. And I have to imagine she knew what she was going to be getting herself
100%.
into.
She came prepared
And
for what she was going to get.
And also not from personal experience, but from stories and from, being around my friends, I'm sure already in life as a Black woman, she, has to deal with these types of situations on a more than regular basis, a too often basis. So it wasn't like it was like her first time, getting treated that way, which doesn't make it right or better or anything, but she knew, and stood her ground. And I'm very anxious to see this week's episode when her and her mom. And I will say, because I know that a lot of people, so basically Sutton and her mom have a very tough relationship, and her mom is a Southern woman to the max. By the way, Sutton's home is gorgeous.
Stunning. So pretty.
Stunning.
Stunning.
And Garcelle, it's Garcelle, Sutton, and Kyle. And Garcelle says, I'm planning to have a conversation with your mom tomorrow, and I'm just gonna, let her know some of the things that she has done and how they have affected you. And I think, and again, not because I know both sides. I think it is a very cultural thing for a white person to not want to get involved and not be accountable, because Kyle was like, I don't think that that's her place, you don't do that. But I do think it's okay, and I do think that it is necessary, but I think that culturally, that is not a typical white person thing. You're not going to confront someone's mother. And I think that Garcelle has every right to, especially if Sutton knows that she's going to and isn't saying don't.
Yeah. And also, she was treating Garcelle bad personally, too. So, and you could see the drastic difference. I'm glad that Kyle was there, too. Not just, because of this situation. Obviously, I'm glad that she's just, there in general, brings an extra dynamic. But, you could see how drastically different she treated Kyle versus Garcelle. If it was just Garcelle and Sutton, we wouldn't get to see that. It would just be kind of okay, well, is this just how she is? Because we know she has not a great relationship with Sutton, and so we just don't really know how she treats people in general.
Barely.
But she loved Kyle and is you're so pretty and hugging and blah 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 blah.
Barely touched Garcelle. Barely wanted to hug her.
Doesn't
and
the gift. Is what is this? And
and then hugs Kyle. Oh, you're so beautiful. Welcome to my home. Thank you for coming.
You're so pretty. Garcelle's why didn't you do that to me?
Right.
And then says her grandson is weird. Garcelle says, oh, I have a weird one too, joking. And Sutton's mom's I know, I've seen him. I'm what? That is a weird thing to say.
That's a hard relationship you can see. So yeah, I'm very excited. But I will say it was one of the best episodes this season.
Yeah, it was good.
And I think we got to see a little bit of Kyle breaking down and being really genuine and vulnerable and finally showing yeah, we know that you're scared, and we know that this is a huge life adjustment. This is what we want to see out of you.
Yeah, it was the scene with her and Mauricio was sad. And even just her starting to cry and being sorry was you don't have to be sorry for being emotional. And even he was it's okay. I feel even he is it's fine to be you don't have to be strong all the time.
You can be you're going through something serious. Stop pretending as if you're not.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think everyone feels for her. It's the part where she tries to act like everything's okay and she can handle it all is where people are okay, come on.
So that was that. And
Southern shows.
Still.
Yeah, Southern Charm is just, there were a couple, so I am starting to like Molly. I loved her modeling scene. I thought she looked so good.
Her before and after, though, like when she was younger.
I know. So funny.
But yeah, she looked great in that scene that they were shooting.
Mhm.
Like water goddess, flawless queen. Like
So
didn't look
good.
like she was trying at all.
No, she
Every
looked so
angle.
good.
Boom,
Yes.
boom, boom.
I mean, she used to do like high fashion modeling, so she's obviously like a professional. She knows what she's doing. But yeah, she just looked so good. And so that was like a fun scene to see. And then, okay, Shep FaceTiming, like, okay, just him like getting ready to get on the FaceTime with, yeah, like just putting the hot sauce on his, like everything about him was making me cringe.
Cringe.
And then he's like, "You look good." And like just the whole conversation. I was just like,
that girl could not have wanted to get off the phone quicker.
oh my God. He's like, "Are you gonna have things planned? Is your family gonna be there?" She's like, "No. No, he's like, "You're the busiest person ever." She's like, "Not really.
Not really.
I just like don't like you." And he's like, "Okay." Like, and it's just
Well, maybe you'll change your mind. Maybe you'll be able to have some time. It's like, sir, you're going to take your entire group of friends to go see this person that you're dating who didn't make accommodations for your friends, doesn't want to meet your friends.
like,
You're not going to see their family.
in a relationship? Like, are they boyfriend and girlfriend, or does he just?
No, I'm going to say no. Does he think that they're in a relationship? Very much so, it seems.
And does he tell? Like, he obviously tells her he loves her. Like, we
Right.
saw it in that one text,
Right.
but like, he didn't say it on the phone. But I'm like, does he say it all the time? Like,
I don't know.
It's really weird.
It's weird. It's weird. She does not like him. I had secondhand, third hand, and fourth hand embarrassment for this man. Like,
so did I. And then when they're at Whitney and Patricia's house, they have like the gentleman's dinner, and he's very much like, I don't know where I stand. And Whitney's like, I'll tell you. You're not rich enough. You're not famous enough. You're boring. You're whatever. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, Whitney's like, yeah. She wanted me first. I didn't want her. And he just sits there like, he doesn't even fight back.
yeah, but that's really all we got out of that.
Southern Hospitality, we still didn't really get Grace Lily.
Nope.
Still wondering.
Sleeping.
Yep.
It was Emmy, like literally spiraling with the concept of Will not being able to make it to Vegas. She's like, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go home. If Will can't make it, I'm going to go home. Okay. Well, can you turn around? Well, can you do this? Well, can you do that? Well, why can't you get on a flight? Oh my God. Oh, okay. Will's stuck. He can't get on the flight. Oh my God. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I'm like,
why did you go?
does Scout have any extra anxiety medication? Because I hand it over to Emmy. Like, what the fuck?
Literally.
And then switched it. As soon as she found out that he was on his flight, she's like, oh my God, this is so fun. Yeah, let's hang out. Let's do this, guys. Who's going to get ready? Who's going to room with each other? It's like,
I know.
You're crazy.
It's wild. Maddie seeing herself on the building was so cute, and Joe so supportive and cute. Like,
so supportive and cute.
Nothing like her ex-boyfriend, who was just like a jealous psycho. He's
literally
like, so excited for her. Mia came back, and I don't love her, but her and Austin have a weird thing. I actually like Austin. I think he's quite respectful. And when they like played back the tapes, I did think it was like funny them showing, like, I think TJ is just like a shit stirrer.
Of course.
And I think it was kind of hilarious when the producers like told him in his confessional what Austin had actually said, and he was just like laughing because like to him he had just like told his friend like, oh, so and so's talking shit about you, and so he just like thinks it's funny. But like Austin was like, I don't think I said that, but like I'm gonna apologize. Like, he's just very calm, cool, and collected, which is what a man should be, not like screaming at a woman like some of these men on reality shows do.
And we find out that his rekindling with his girlfriend is how he confirmed that Will in fact cheated on Emmy.
He
didn't say that. He didn't say that it was his girlfriend, but it's Allegedly.
because her
Yeah.
brother went to school with him.
Yeah.
So, but I like Austin, and I think he's
Me too.
going to be a good asset to the cast.
Yeah.
So next week is when it's supposed to be good to see if Grace Lily shows up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then a last show is Traitors. Sadly, we lost Rob. But okay, so the challenge this week was like very Fear Factor. They had all kinds of bugs like poured on them. They had a snake put on them. I would have been Chriselle. She like quit immediately. And I'm like, either you're going to do that, you're going to quit immediately, or you have to make it to the end and you have to win.
Yes.
Because if you don't quit immediately and then you get halfway through, it's like, that was fucking pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you make it all the way to the end and you don't win, that was fucking pointless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I would have been Chriselle. I would have just immediately quit. Rob was so sweet to Sierra.
I like literally like I was telling Kelly the other day, like that's how I would have needed a Rob. Yeah. I would have needed a Rob, but I also could have, I think, probably done it on my own and like just like you can't look. Like knowing that like they're not gonna put something that's like actually gonna harm you.
Yeah, but
you
just
know.
feel
Oh, I know.
Because
I
they
mean,
were going down there. So if you
they
didn't
had
watch,
like their hands like they had to put their hands like in a thing and like all these things.
I think I could have dealt with just the hands, but then they were pouring like stuff on them, like crickets and cockroaches and stuff, and they were going down their shirts. And these people, when they're pouring stuff on them, are screaming, and I'm like, these things are gonna fly in your mouth. Like their mouths are wide open. These things are flying down their shirts, in their hair. And so that is what would get me. I think I could do the hand thing. And then they had this huge ass snake on them. The snake was in some of their faces. And like you could hear that. That's loud. So even if your eyes are closed, you could hear that. The stuff
I would just
on
have
their
money
hands,
on my mind. Money.
but Rob was so sweet. He's like, Sierra, where's your favorite restaurant? What do you like to eat? Oh, I love veal parmesan. Like just so nice and like, oh, he was just like a
don't
dad.
look at it, it's okay. He's like, so anyway, like, yeah, it was really cute.
And
like,
Dylan, so calm. He was so hot. I'm just like, ooh, I love him. And he was even talking like Tom Sandoval through it. He's like, just be calm and the snake will be calm. And he was like,
Tom,
I know, but I just love Dylan.
Okay, let's find you a Dylan.
He's just great. I love him. So yeah, but it was sad.
Everyone, that's who we're on the lookout for. Let's get Kelly a Dylan.
Hey Dylan. Not any Dylan. Let's get Dylan.
The Dylan.
Yeah.
Okay. But if not, someone who like is a doppelganger.
He watched our story.
He did.
I tagged him as our best friend. So hey.
So yeah, Rob, his time came to an end. He couldn't spin it anymore. People just, it was almost like, I honestly feel like they almost like didn't want it to be true because they were mad that it was so obvious like that it was. I know. You know? But
also like Sierra, like Sierra and Dylan like loved him and like were sad, like did not want it to be true. And I think like if Carolyn wouldn't have gone against him, but she was like scared that he was going to go against her. Right. And so then she went with Danielle and I'm like, you're an idiot.
Such a, what a twist. What a plot twist.
I know. She's just stupid. Like if she would have stuck with him, she's just stupid, but whatever.
And so then like this week's coming episode will be, they're in a church. Like there was like a specific group of people that were in a church and one of them is gonna get killed and they're gonna be able to see who the traitors are. Cause typically you just get a letter that says that you've died. And so they all had to like dress up and Tom Sandoval is in this like lace getup. Like what?
Yeah. And now there's only 2 traitors left. So in the past, when there's been 2, they've been able to
spoiler alert. If you have never watched Traitors before and don't know what's coming, skip this part.
Okay. Yeah. They've been able to like recruit a 3rd. That's not really like a spoiler.
Yes, sir, because as someone who had like never watched it before, when I watched season 2, like I had no idea that was coming. I had no idea that was like a thing. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
I didn't either, but it's not like a. I mean, I didn't watch season 1 either. So when I watched season 2, but it's not.
Well, it's like you want to just experience that. You don't like when
Okay.
you're like watching, like, oh God, there's only 2 traitors, like knowing that
Yeah.
they
But we don't know if that's gonna happen. Yeah.
right.
But
And then me and Kelly's favorite part of the episode, if you want to say it.
wait, I don't know what you're gonna
With
say.
Gabby.
With what?
With Gabby? When they are at breakfast?
When she's talking about Ivor. She's talking about Ivor and how she doesn't think, or she like was shocked that he had come back the day before, and she's like, I just didn't think he was gonna be here, and blah blah blah. And then like he's sitting right there.
He goes, and I'm here.
And I'm here. And she's just like, oh. He just looks such a non-factor that she.
And also, like, it wasn't as if like the entire cast was already at breakfast. Like it was like literally 4 of them. And she goes, oh, well, thank God I didn't say anything really bad.
Thank God she wasn't like, I hope he doesn't come. I love her. Oh my God.
It was so good.
It would be so funny if she was a traitor. Like if they would have made her a traitor. That would have been so funny.
But I don't think she could have been able to.
No.
Like she's just so
like she's like sweet and genuine.
Totally.
Oh, I just love her. I'm glad she like has been in so long because we needed her.
Yes, we need the comedic relief.
Yeah.
So that's everything.
Yeah, those are all the shows. So now Summer House is starting this week.
And Lindsay and her man allegedly broke up.
Yeah, I saw that too. I didn't put it on because I saw it, but then I didn't see anything else about it, so I wasn't sure. I just saw
another thing this morning about it.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll have to follow up on that. And more Summer House stuff will be coming out. So, yeah, New York and Salt Lake are done. And so now we'll have Summer House. And, yeah, I mean, a bunch of new stuff. Like the Valley will be starting this spring. And then, more things are starting. So, it's exciting.
It is exciting.
But yeah, as always, we love to talk about all of our fun celeb gossip and things like that. But we like to be learning and growing always. We're going to end out how we always do. And what is one thing you're working on this week?
I am working on finding someone to go to the Lakers game with me. They play the Dallas Mavericks next 2 Tuesdays from now, February 25th. I'd love to see Luka and Anthony Davis on separate teams, heading off for the first time. No one wants to go with me. So I'm working on finding someone to go with. Okay.
Great. I am working on my taxes.
And we are doing different things.
Well, I mean, when I say working on them, I'm working on getting my stuff together to send to my
tax guy.
Everyone's got a tax guy. And if you don't, you should. And what is something that you're looking forward to?
Getting to the end of the week.
That was me last week. I was like, oh, I got so many things. I'm looking forward to the end.
Yep.
And this week, I'm actually looking forward to like experiencing this week. So
I love that.
Same, but different.
Love.
And what is one thing that made you feel like an adult?
My cute little work event. Like it's like like I said last week, like we are doing it like better and better every year, and like it's gonna be super cute. I'm very proud of me. And yeah. I'm
excited to see pictures and hear how it goes. Mine is just like doing tech stuff. That's very like that's
adult.
Like the most adult
the
thing.
Boring adult side. Yeah.
But yeah, that is all for this week. So we hope you learned something and laughed with us as always. Make sure you're following us and you're subscribed wherever you listen, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Follow us on Instagram and, TikTok, all those fun things. And leave us a rating, a review, share with a friend. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.